name's Betty Merrill. Used to be Betty Martin. My mom and dad came out here in 23. I went to all the three schools. Uh, what else do you want me to say?
What was the first school you went to?
I went to South School and then went to the 6th and 7th grade to Central School and then into Lucinger.
And you graduated Lusinger what year?
40, 41.
41.
41. And I still go to all of their school reunions. I just got a card yesterday.
And when you went to Central School, your parents would drive you down there?
They drove me down, and my brother went to South School, and so they took him out of South School so that she made the one trip to it. And then she came to pick me up.
What type of car did they drive you in those days?
Oh gosh, I can't remember. Uh, uh, they had a Hudson at one point, but probably it was a Ford. That was
Most
sort
common.
of kind of my daddy's pick.
What did your father do for a living while you were living in
He was a
Lawndale?
mechanic. He worked for Patton and Blinn in Redondo, and then went on up to 26th Street in Soda, and worked there until it consolidated.
And did you say your father built this house?
My husband and my dad, yes,
Together.
Took us a year to build it,
Mm-hmm.
but we did it as the money came.
And was it one of the first houses on this street?
No, because mom and dad was on the next street, on 165th, and no, there was a couple houses here.
When you built this home, was it the former name, or was it the numbered street that it is today?
No, it was Depew
Depew
to
Street.
start with. Yes.
And what was the street name where your parents lived? The back street.
Oh, there was a Roosevelt and a Depew. Now, I really don't remember whether this one was Roosevelt and that one was Depew.
Yeah.
There was the two names, and
Right.
I'm 81 years old, and my memory isn't as good as it
Well,
used
that's
to
okay.
be.
Did you have a lot of like farm animals and?
Oh, we've always had chickens. We've always had rabbits, and later on, when my husband and I were married, we had horses, and I've always had animals.
What churches did you go to?
At that time, growing up, I went to the little church in Lawndale for a little while, but we didn't go to church. We believed and wanted, thought of, but we just didn't. Well, Lawndale was a little ways from here.
Right, the congregation church.
Yes,
You mean?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's quite a ways.
So.
'Cause you're almost on the outskirts here, on the south end of town.
Yes, yes. Closer, well, across the street's Redondo.
That's right. Now, when you went to shop, where did you go?
We went to Shoes Market, and then there was a market up in Hawthorne Forest, and we went to Rico's. That was one of our.
You remember Jow's Market?
Yes, yes. Susie and I are still real close friends. I see her at least once a year. So, yes.
And I assume then if you ever saw a movie, though, there was no movie house in Lawndale, so you'd go to Hawthorne.
We had one in Hawthorne.
Right.
We had the Rex Theater, which was a dime. And we'd make that maybe on Friday nights with mom and dad.
Did you ever go to the beach in the summertime?
Yes. We were quite beach people. Mom took us kids all down to the beach and took all of our friends. And she'd pack us a lunch, and she sat out and crocheted and let us kids play.
Now, do you remember when the electric train ran down Hawthorne Boulevard?
Yes.
You would have been young, but
Yes. I remember the buses. Well, the not the buses. That came as far the number 5 car that came to Hawthorne.
Oh, at Broadway.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. That was where the yellow car tied in and
yes,
went into
yes.
L.A. Yeah, my mom remembers just the end time of the electric train,
Yeah.
still in Lawndale, but it ended around 37.
See, we had a depot down here in El Nido.
Yes,
Yeah,
Belvedere Station.
I don't remember the name of it,
Hmm.
but so it's
Did you ever go to any friends' homes and have dances or any of that sort of thing?
oh, we always had lots of music. We've
Hmm.
always had music, and to different friends' house, and
What were some of the names of some of the families that lived here when you were growing
there
up?
was Donley's,
Hmm.
there was Oppenheimers, there was the Dannenhauers. Um, yeah, I think that was all that we had on the
You
two
lived around
streets,
this
other
area.
than my
Hmm.
mom and dad, which was the Martins,
Hmm.
and so that was just about all that was here. It was all bare land. We could look here and look all the way up to 147th.
Wow,
There was no houses.
wow. Do you remember some of the floods in
Yes,
the wintertime?
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, where
Mm.
they had boats in Hawthorne Boulevard. Yes, and it was. And then I remember the cyclone that we had that came through,
Oh, the little tornado, yeah.
and took the rabbit hutches all up in the air. We thought it looked like an ice cream cone. And when Mom come to the window, she's, "Oh, Dad," she says, "I think it's a tornado or a cyclone or whatever."
Pretty scary.
Yes, yes. And then I was in the earthquake. That was
In 33?
yes.
Did
That
it
was
do any damage to your
not
home?
here,
Hmm.
but in Compton, Huntington Park.
Right.
It
I
was
took the
bad.
chimney down on my house.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have a chimney.
Oh,
So yes, there's. It just takes a while to remember all these
right.
things.
So many changes and so long
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And are there any other old time families that you still keep in contact with and still see?
Not right offhand. I hear the names and I think, oh my, I remembered them, or I remember our postmaster in Lawndale.
Was that Bernice Hamilton? Hmm.
And it's
Was that when it was on Hawthorne Boulevard? When the post office was at 147?
no, it was on 147th.
On the corner there at Hawthorne and 147?
No,
It was further.
no, it was down here by the right in the middle of 147th,
Closer
where
to
there was
City
a
Hall?
shoe shop,
Oh.
and I
So
think
you remember when way back then when it
yes,
was there?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because that's where it started.
yeah.
But I
See,
know by
we
the
had
40s it was on the corner.
okay, we had a drugstore and we had a bank there on the corner. There was a
You remember the first Exchange Bank?
no, I don't, but I remember there was one.
Ah. So you remember Hooper Rexall Drugs, where
Yes.
the pet hospital is now.
Yes, yes,
A lot of fun times.
yes. I had a nice time. I grew up and had a lot of happiness. I had a lot of happiness, childhood, and a lot of happiness
Did it seem
with
to
our
you?
married life.
Did it seem to you like the Depression era was troublesome to your parents? Did they seem to
I never
get through
heard.
it okay?
I never heard them say Mama was a good with the money. I think Daddy made $13 a week, and we Mama always set up a full table.
Mm-hmm.
She could take a pork chop and do miracles with it, and she
So it
saw.
didn't impact your family very well, and it was just you and your brother.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Later on, then I have a foster sister and a baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Do you remember when any of the Japanese families had to go to the internment camps when World
well,
War
the
II
Giles
started?
did,
Yes.
and there was others, but I didn't know their names, and I know we all felt bad about it because they were some of them was neighbors, and
Neighbors
some
and
of them was
friends.
we'd gone to school with, and we all loved them, you
Mhm.
know. So it was a
Pretty
sad
traumatic.
situation.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
You lived here so long that you've certainly seen during the 50s and 60s when all the vacant spaces were built up.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it. Didn't like the paved highways. Didn't. I couldn't skate because we didn't have any sidewalks, you know.
Right.
Mom took us down to Redondo. We got to skate. Uh,
Do you remember the roller skating rink in Lawndale?
Yes, I do.
On
Yes.
147?
yes.
Mhm. Then
Some
later
of
there
our
was.
big skaters came from there.
Did you ever know any of Roy Rogers' family?
Yes, I did. Yes. I knew them very, very well.
The
I knew
Slides.
the aunts, the
Mhm.
uncles, the nieces, the nephews. Yes.
Did you remember him as a kid around town?
No, because he was gone. He by then. I've been to their house when he came.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we, you know,
But he
we.
wasn't famous then, so.
Yes, he was. He
Oh,
was Roy then.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
He was
but
doing radio and perhaps.
well, we heard him and we seen him. We knew him. It just didn't. He wasn't all that big.
It
We
wasn't
thought,
that big.
you know.
Okay.
Uh, I know his aunts. One of them worked at the beauty shop there, Mary's Beauty Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I know quite a bit of his family.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see or hear him when he, for a short time, played at the old building on the north side of the street?
147?
Yes, that building there that was the antique shop for many years. Because that was a recording studio for a short time.
Yeah. But my husband played at the little building on down where it was Townsend Club. Him and my dad played there. They had dances.
Did he ever play with Roy or?
No, no.
Because he played the same type of music,
Yes,
sort
yeah,
of the
it's
country
all
swing
Western,
music,
yes.
Western music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His cousins, Stanley, was quite a musician, and they had played together.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Herman Sly.
And you said your husband played guitar?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
well, he played a guitar, fiddle, a
Mm-hmm.
banjo. My brother played the piano. My dad played a guitar.
Mm-hmm. That must have been fun.
So, yes, we had lots of music,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun.
Did they ever make any records?
Yes, at one time.
Have you saved any of those old records?
Well, I have some, but I don't get them out.
Are they 78s?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
I
great.
don't think I have the thing to play them on anymore.
The wind-up gramophone? Or
I do have one, Edison.
Oh, an Edison. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So, yes, a lot of waters run under the bridge.
Yeah. You miss the old
Yes.
look of the town when it was
Yes,
country.
yeah.
I do too. I long for those days.
Yeah. It was good times as far as we were concerned. And I know that probably Mom and Dad probably had some sleepless nights, maybe. I don't know. But they owned their own homes, so this has always been that we could make it because we owned our own homes.
When your home was first built, did you already have electricity and telephone, or did that come later?
No, it came later. There was water here on the property. There was people that had bought the property and had a tent. That they had a family
Some people did before they built the home.
before we bought it,
Mm-hmm.
and so there was water already on the property. But other than that, that was.
Do you remember how much they paid for the property?
No. We paid $250 a lot. We bought 2 lots. It was $500. That was a lot of money then.
Back then.
Yes.
And what year was that? Or about?
Probably in 1940, probably.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, what a bargain.
Yeah. That's the reason the real estate wants it so bad now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you'd say to the children of Lawndale today? Any advice or anything you'd
Well,
like them to
just keep your
remember?
nose clean and try to support your city and be proud of it.
Sounds like good advice.
Yes, yes. I've always been proud of Lawndale. Always have. A lot of people has said, well, it was lower, but I always felt just as good.
Mm-hmm.
And I still do.
Sounds like good words.
Yes.
Okay, Betty, thank you.